making this piece of clothing, the front piece of this shrimp, a fake door towel that is stepped on. The door towel is this paper, and then the position. This one is bigger than that. The door curtain should be deliberately left longer. Any excess can be cut off. Then this is pressed down. Pressing piece. You need to press down on the paper with this. After pressing it down, fold this seam back. This width is exactly this width. It has the same width as this one. Then just sew it on like this first. The extra part that's left out, you need to cover this part underneath. Cover it back. Then like this. Align it. After sewing it together, then just trim the collar here. And here, inside here, you can leave a little less here. Just cover back by 0.5. Don't cover so much. It's a bit wide on my side. So just choose one, a relatively parallel spot. Covered it up. This is its front. When stepping on it, align the grid properly. Just make it parallel. Find an end point. Draw it a little longer. Then, and then like this. Yeah, that's right. Right? I didn't draw this approximately at this position. Then use the sewing machine to sew a 0.1 visible seam like this. Just like this. This can also be done like this. You just do it like this for now. According to this mark, sew it up, then flip it over. It won't move. It will be fixed in place. Then you can freely align with the center line. Press down on the visible line again. It will be a bit easier to do. Afraid that it will bubble up. You can draw lines on both sides. Do it according to that line. It absolutely won't bend. Then the excess can be cut off. For now, put the front part here temporarily. Then this is the back part. Next, flatten the back part and the seam. After this seam is flat stitched properly, let's attach the collar first, because this kind of tension is absent. Other parts are prone to being pulled apart easily. The neckline has gotten bigger. Putting on the collar is more difficult. And this is the collar. The collar is also the same as before. It's the same as what was mentioned. A reservation has already been made here. Only this one edge. A 0.5 seam allowance is left. Then just draw it down like this. Hey, how to arrange it? Like this. After drawing it, do not sew this side. No sewing in other places. This half circle, sew it up. From here, flip it over from this side. Then, I have pressed the wire properly here. This side is left a gap, so it can be tightly attached. There is a mark here on the collar. This is aligned with the shoulder. Aligned here. Aligned with this shoulder. Because when attaching the collar, good up, increasingly symmetrical to upwards. Here, you can draw it on top. Then take this sharp corner. Flip it over. If it's not sharp, just flip it over. Just rub it a bit with your elbow. It will turn over. This collar is made of ceremonial cloth. Because it is thin. If it is too thick, this small size tile garment, if it is too thick, the effect is not very good. After the collar is ironed, you can press the top stitch. Then these two should be fixed together first. Then sew it onto this collar. Align this pointed tip. Then the collar looks like this. It's done. Put a little bit first. It's the sleeve. This sleeve is not necessary. Pulling it on top, you can just sew it directly upwards. But this point needs to be aligned. This front armhole needs to align with the front armhole. Then this point, align with the notch. There are marks on the sleeves. Just follow these marks. Just go hang it up. If this sleeve is made of cotton fabric, it will need to be pulled. Pull this part here. Tighten the areas around the bones, just like the ones I made before. Then for knitting, it's unnecessary, because it with this armhole, they are almost the same size now. When sewing the sleeve, here at the armhole, we need to make a notch at this area with a larger curve. Just stitch 3 times. Then when sewing, sew it open like this. Don't pull it up too much. It's fine as long as it can be pinched and joined with a high gear. Then I sewed this by hand with a needle. Because sometimes the sewing machine can stretch this elastic fabric too much. The sleeves easily become misshapen. If the sewing machine works well, that kind of hooking agent works. This sleeve, let me explain. This is how the cuff looks. This is part of the finished work. Here, 2 visible lines have been pressed. Then tear the paper into pieces. To this state. Tear approximately to 6/10. Length of 6.5 centimeters. A small portion measures 5.5. This is the entire length, because this is just right. Can fit through the hand. The width that the hand can fit through. Then this bare pattern may show that it has elasticity. Can be made a bit shorter, just follow the direction I indicated. But if it is cotton fabric, then your cotton fabric, its cuff, is this length, made with that kind of fabric. Like this. I've now pulled it out to this length. What I made is 6 fen. Now it's 6.5, and this is the soft texture. The soft texture is relatively short because it has elasticity, so stretch it out like this. Then just sew it like this. On the rough draft, there is a sticker on this piece of clothing. This sticker is too big, so it needs to be trimmed. Trim off this half of it, then compare it again. Find the appropriate position. Just stick it on, and it's done. You can remove the repetitive part. Anyway, there isn't any. Then this is the cold iron-on patch. Wait for it to cool before peeling it off. Once the sleeves are tied, it looks like this. Then start sewing the side seams, like this. If this collar is overlocked, then there's no need to add facing fabric. If you don't overlock, then like this, add a facing fabric. This is its ceremonial cloth. Then the front bell is assembled. It involves stepping on 2 pieces. This way, the front bell pieces are joined together. Show the tornado meter. Such a large shoulder opening is the same as this side. Then roll it back 0.5. This part can be shaped by pressing it with your hand, and it can be set in shape. Roll it over by 0.5. Then turn it to this side. Then just top stitch it. Then sew up the side seam. After sewing the side seam, base white facing piece. After the facing fabric is prepared, align with the garment's neckline. The neckline of the facing fabric, the neckline of the main fabric. Sew them together. The center back is also sewn. The lining looks like this when finished. Then you can turn it over. After turning it over, make Velcro. By the way, this collar also needs trimming. Then or make a notch cut, or to make the seam narrower. Too thick, hard to cut. So this cut, then you can do it in the middle. You definitely need to trim Otherwise, the collar folds over. It just looks different. Made so many stitches. There definitely needs to be one in the middle. This base fabric, I sewed it by hand because when using the sewing machine, I pulled it very wide. Then after this is done, you can press a visible stitch. Then press the snap button. If you're using Velcro, no need to press it. After putting on the Velcro strap, it will naturally stay in place. The Velcro is about 0.6 wide. There is one that is 0.6 wide. You can come and ask me. Then this kind of elastic knit. Here we need to place the hook side. Here we place the loop side. Velcro. I have filmed many videos, so I won't film here. Snap buttons can be added. You can also add that. This little piece of clothing is finished. I quite like this style. This cotton bag was just explained to me. Its reverse side looks like this. First, fix this bag in place, then stick on a piece of cloth. Then sew these 2 sides together. This is what the front looks like. Then pull it like this, and it's done. Now find a point here. Then sew the cotton bag on. First, secure this thread on the clothes. This way, after fixing the cotton pad on top, then put a piece of cloth on it. Then pass it through like this. After it is secured, you turn it over to sew. This way, you can watch it. Keep it vertical. It's less likely to sew crooked. This hand. Keep an eye on this fabric. You left a relatively large area, so you don't have to worry about sewing outside the fabric. Simply place the 2 pieces together. Then sew along this edge. Do not sew the cotton bag closed. Then after sewing all the way to the top, like this, you must not sew this part closed. Keep your hand touching your face. You need to be a bit more careful. Then sew it on like this. Sew it up to the top. Sew this all the way to the top. Then tie a knot on the outside. Just trim off the excess fabric. Then leave the bag a bit longer. After finishing the final stitch, cut it off again. This is what it looks like after completion. This item can be included or left out. It's based on the design draft, so it was still created after all. Deciding whether to do it depends on the style. Yes, it does. Then I made this little skirt. First, make its placket The placket looks like this. It also starts with a single fold, not a double fold. After folding in half, drew the placket. The width of the door mirror is the same as this. This width on the pattern paper is the same. It's about 0.8. Then this is the front piece. After drawing it, cut it out along this. Then this is the front side. Back side. Back weight. The pattern pieces all have their names marked on them. Cut according to these names. Just arrange the materials, then make proper markings. Otherwise it will, because there are quite a lot of pieces. It's easy to make mistakes. Then arrange it like this. Then sew it. Just follow this. Sew it according to the position you arranged it. Don't mess up this order. This is already stitched together. Then attach the skirt below. The skirt hem is just a strip of paper. You can make a frayed edge below. Then cut according to this width. Only then it will work. In this way, gather the double lines. After gathering the pleats, join it together with this. You can make this a bit longer than the paper pattern. Then you adjust these pleats. Adjust it to the amount of pleats you like. It doesn't necessarily have to follow the one on the paper pattern. But the paper pattern was made by me. I spent a long time making it. I think that amount is just right. Then you can extend it yourself. Cut off the excess. Then the next step is to make this waist belt. This is its paper pattern. And because there are 2 points left on top for the seams, so this doesn't need trimming. After finishing, simply cut along the drawn lines. Place it like this and carefully draw the lines. Then press down along a half-circle line like this. Then leave a 0.3 or 0.2 centimeters seam and cut it off. And this top piece already has a seam, so you can just cut along this line. The other seams should have seam allowances left. You can cut off a corner of the lining. Be careful not to damage it when cutting. Then roll this up a bit. Twist it like this and flip it over. Make this corner a bit sharper. That is, it has the same shape as the paper pattern. When flipped over, it looks like this. You can knead it like this. Then this corner will pop out. It can also be made as a single layer. Actually, this board is made as a single layer. Because it's made from a small piece of fabric. My fabric is too thick, and it makes my waist look bulky. You can just fold it along the Buddha area. What I'm doing is I'm just doing something a bit more difficult. Then the simple ones you can do yourself. For thin fabric, you can use this kind of double-layered lining. This lining is different from the outer fabric. The lining is a bit thinner, and this is used for thin fabrics. The back fabric is just a single layer. After flipping this over, fix these two together, then sew them onto this. Align the center line with the middle here. Then it's best to press it with a jade roller. This is the paper pattern for the lining. The front piece and the back piece. Its front sides are different. Lay them flat together like this to make it easier. Then like this. After cutting it off, tuck away the rope at the back. Although this rope is a bit small, it still has to be there. Fold it like this. Tie this rope. It's the same as this. After this lining is properly attached, like this, here at the waist, sew it up. The waist and center back. Like this. I think this part still needs something. You can roll the edge, roll a 0.5. This thread is sewn on. First take this, apply a ring to it. Sew a single layer thread like this. Secure it in place, then flip it over like this. I'll secure this side first. This one is the same. It needs to be sewn up. Sew it by hand, because it is too thin. And then this one is also sewn by hand. Like this, take this side and tuck it underneath. This is how it's done. Then, use a hand stitch to sew and attach it on top. Put this in place. This skirt is nearly finished, still missing a button. Then, this is Velcro. The width of the Velcro is 0.7. It's available online. That Taobao store has it. Then, I can share it in the group later. You can ask me again. The one that's too wide isn't very good. It's the one that's 0.6 centimeters wide, or 0.7 centimeters. That's just right. Finish attaching the Velcro. This skirt will be done. Button. I won't film sewing on the buttons. What kind of buttons do you have? Pin it. My thing. Sew on a 4-inch button. This skirt is finished after this, right? This is the pattern for the lining. It is like this, one side longer and one side shorter. It's not symmetrical. Then, cut according to this pattern. This is its lining. The lining is meant for preventing it from being too thick, so it can't be folded over here. So we make it join together. This is how the lining fabric is cut. And this is the outer fabric. First, flatten their pointed seams and sew them together. Then sew it together with the lining fabric. After this pointed seam is neatly finished, then start making the lining. The embroidered thread part needs to be sewn. First, sew the neckline and the embroidered dragon. Then here, the front hem of the base garment is turned to the front. The hem is folded halfway up to here. Don't sew all the way to the end. This is the sewn lining. Then sew over this seam allowance. Trim off half of it. This part as well. The front seam and the hem here do not need to be adjusted. It will be hard to find this seam allowance later. There is no curve here, so it won't cause any concerns. It's just this area with a curve. Either align the front opening or just make the seam allowance smaller. Otherwise, when turned over, it won't be flat. And after this seam allowance is fixed, just flip this front piece over, starting from here. Then, just pull it over little by little. So this fabric can't be too thick. Just like this, pull it over little by little. So when sewing, the seam allowance must be very precise. The 0.5 centimeters seam allowance must not be sewn larger. If the seam is larger by 0.1 to 0.2 then it will be slightly difficult to turn. It might even be impossible to turn it inside out. When folding the foot, you need to adjust the foot. You quickly bring this foot out. If the foot is not straight, it won't look good. After folding it over like this, tidy it up. Once done like this, that's it. Then we sew the side seams. Like this, aligning them in pairs. Then sew with a 0.5 centimeters seam allowance. Here, although the seam allowance is very small, you still need to press it open. Otherwise, it just piles up in one place. It's a bit stiff. Then align this seam. Sew it like this. This way, both side seams are sewn. After sewing it up, you need to open the seam allowance like this. Then lay it down like this. Keep it flat. Then the hemming treatment is fold it back inside the seam allowance. Then top stitch all around. This will sew it together. Start top stitching from the thick part, then align everything neatly. It needs to be aligned very precisely. Seam. The side seam and the seam need to line up. This midpoint is where the stitching is pressed evenly all around. Then, here on the embroidered dragon, you can do some hand stitching. Leaving it like this, you can also do top stitching. It's just that kind of plastic feed dog sewing machine. This kind, sometimes it's hard to press. If it's industrial, then it's easier to press. So you can also use a hand needle. And this is a heat transfer sticker. It is a cold transfer sticker. Then press for 10 seconds, counting dozens of numbers. Then take it down. Wait until it cools down. Be careful when tearing it. At the beginning, you need to see this. The adhesive here is stuck at this stage. Press it with your hand once. Then when you peel it off again, this won't work. This still needs to be ironed. You just need to watch it. Don't let it fall. This way it's glued properly. Still use the dark color for this part, a little better. The effect produced by the light color. The original design draft was in blue. One is blue, one is brown. Okay, there's also a bean cover. This is a fake bean cover. This is its bean cover. There is a slit left on top of this. Everything above this can be folded back. From here, it's a polyline. Then move the extra part to the end. It can be trimmed off. First, draw it like this. Sew it up. Then press along the line like this. Place it from here. Leave an opening and flip over from here. Trim it a bit. Trim it down to 0.25. It's half of 0.5, I guess. You can stick this on this corner edge because it leaves a gap. And then this thread These few corners also need to be turned out. It's too small. In this case, just use small tweezers. Or use something else that's smaller. Use it to get that sharp tip out. You can also knead it by hand. Then you can press a line on top. Press the 1.1 dense line firmly. This vest has 3 openings. The bean cover should follow the blueprint, the position of the bean cover. Just sew it up. And if you carry it on your back, you can use it to iron it a bit. And then inside, isn't the inside left quite wide? That gap can be trimmed off. Just make sure it doesn't come off. Then iron it a bit, and it will lie flat. This part of it, how to find the notch position. The notch position is like this. It has the measurement is 0.6. Move it a bit this way, and then these two align. Draw this line, draw it over here, and then it just matches this point. Align up to here. Then just fix the buckle position. Then this is where the 3 buttons go. This is the same, approximately. Connected is, actually this is the center line. And here is 0.3. This is 0.3. Added together, it's exactly 0.6. And here they are together. Because it is asymmetrical, so you have to find the right position, like this. After finishing this vest, move on to the next one. Make that pineapple fan, like this. After finishing this vest, move on to the next one. Make that pineapple fan.